Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom.
Page 125. Where has this week vanished? Is it lost forever? Will I ever recover anything from it? The joy of life, the unexpected victory, the realized hope, the task accomplished. Will I ever be able to banish the memory of pain, the sting of defeat, the heaviness of boredom? On this day, let me keep for a while what must drift away. On this day, let me be free of the burdens that must return. On this day, Shabbat, abide. Help me to withdraw for a while from the flight of time, contain the retreat of the hours and days from the grasp of frantic life. Let me learn to pause, if only for this day. Let me find peace on this day. Let me enter into a quiet world this day. And on this day, as we gather together here in the sanctuary and welcome Shabbat, let us welcome one another, taking a moment to say hello, Shabbat Shalom. Turn to your neighbor.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, Dave.
Let us on this day, on Shabbat, abide. 128.
How good it is.
How good it is.
Hinei matov manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hinei matov manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hinei matov Gam yachad, hinei matzot u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. How good it is, how good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. How good it is, how good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleikum, Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleikum, Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum, Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum.
Continuing with the promise of Song of Songs 129, my beloved is mine and I am my beloved's. On Shabbat, the light within everyone and everything is revealed. We need only the will to see it. 120. 120.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu Likner shel Shabbat.
May the light of Shabbat be before us a warming flame, and may its brightness help show us the way. 138, inviting, embracing, celebrating Sabbath brides, verses 1, 2, 5, and 9, rising, turning, opening ourselves to this time together in our final verse. Likrat Kala,
B'nei Shabbat, Kabbalat, Lehadodi, Likrat Kala, B'nei Shabbat, Kabbalat, Shamor v'Zachor v'Dibor Echad, Hishmianu El Cham Yukad, Adonai אחד ושמו אחד, השם הוא תפארת ולתהילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. Verse 2, לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, עם מקור הברכה. מראש מקדם ניסוחה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. Verse 5, התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך אורי, שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גאה בשמחה ובצחורה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי כלה, בואי כלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. פני שבת נקבלה.
Angels abound, and we welcome them. 142.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Melech Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Boachem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Baruch Hu L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Hamlachim, השלום, מלכי עליון, ממלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, הקדוש ברוך הוא, הקדוש ברוך הוא.
144.
יתקדש ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברה חירותי, וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון, ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בגלה, ובזמן קריב ויאמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך, לעולם ולעולמי עלמיה, יתברך, יתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתהלל ויתהלל, שמי דקדושה ברך הוא לעילם, עם כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, תמירן בעלמא, ואמרו Amen.
We read in this week's Torah portion the first prayer uttered by our people, by our forebearer Jacob, as he stands before his God and before his brother and says, Katanti, I am small. Standing, witnessing the mystery and the majesty, we say in awe, Katanti, I am small. Not small as in diminished or little or afraid or not enough or inadequate, but small in the face of something greater than ourselves. And it's with this intention inviting you to rise as you are able as we enter this mystery together. 146.
Bo
Tradition teaches that all things emerge from darkness, and together we welcome the coming of nights 148.
Die, 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 die. Ja, die, 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 die. Ja, die, 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 die. Ja, die, 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 die. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim, ma'ariv aravim. Bechokma poteach sheharim, ubitfuna mishaneh itim, umachalif et hazmanim, umsader et hakochavim, b'mishmeroteim, barakia kirtzono. Yai, dai, 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 dai. Yai, dai, 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 dai. Yai, dai, 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 yai, dai, 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 dai. Borei yom v'layla, bolel mipnei choshech, וחושך מפני אור, ומעביר יום, ומבדיל לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה. אדוני צבאות שמו, יאי די די די, יאי די די די, יאי די 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 די.
Blessed is the one, the singular, the only one who created this day and who spoke evening into being. And we say, Amen.
Amen.
151. As you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Did you mean the struggle for me as well? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know, and lead me into the mystery.
Baruch atah Adonai ohev amo Yisrael.
Holding the one close in mind, offering praise to the one to whom praise is due.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto ומלכותו לעולם ועד.
154. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בעיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. Emet. 159. Sing the song of people joined in understanding and respect, the song of the sources, miracles, and earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come. The song of a land once ravaged by war, now quiet and content, her soldiers home to leave no more. The song of a world redeemed, the song of peace. 158. When the Israelites crossed the sea, they walked on land. They walked where the sea should be and took a stance where the sea once stood, still, near the water. And a world was changed and a memory was made. And as we continue our prayer, asking our source for peace, we pray that this will be an hour of compassion for all. 161.
Ashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, ve'amidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Ashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, ve'amidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Ushmor tzitenu, uvoeinu, l'chaim u'shalom, me'ata ve'ad olam. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, ve'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim.
Please, in a world weeping with suffering, we pray for peace. Katanti, I am small. It's with humility that I invite you to rise as you are able, as we humble ourselves before our source and enter prayer together. 164.
That my mouth may declare your praise. La 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 la, ya 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 la.
With words, the world was formed, and with words, prayer is formed. We continue through 180, offering the prayers from the page or the prayers from your hearts, finding your way back to your seat when the prayers of your soul have been heard. You know what I love about science or the internet? What I love is that both science and the internet answer questions that I didn't even know I had, but that also somehow definitely confirm things that I already knew. For example, according to science and to the internet, your cat is ignoring you. Siblings who fight don't get along. And spending more time online does not make you more productive. I mean, have you ever wondered, and this is a question specifically over to this corner, about the numerical abilities and numerical cognition of honeybees? Neither had I, until recently when I came across a report published in the American Association for Scientific Advancement's peer-reviewed journal and featured online that clarified for me a question about honeybees that had not yet formed in my mind, but that in retrospect I had definitely been wondering about. Now, if ever you've wondered what the life of a rabbinical student is like, I wonder if what you imagined was me in the wee hours of the night, over-caffeinated and hopelessly unable to sleep, in a through-the-looking-glass free-fall spiral of scientific discovery, trying to make sense of the fact that honeybees are capable of understanding basic arithmetic, including the absolute value of 0, while also delighting in the absurd prospect of teaching bees to count, and wondering all the while what the Torah would say about it all. It's not what I imagined either. Forget for a moment that math is a complex system of abstraction and symbolic representation that even some of us higher order beings of the non-insect variety struggle with, or that some of us higher order beings not only fear, but fear that teaching them to add and subtract will only make them more fearsome. That bees are masters of geometry and of design construction is clear and not the least bit threatening. I mean, this we can see just looking out the window, embraced by our honey frame, our hive box here. But that swarms of math-minded monarchists could be trained to calculate the square root of my fear to the nth degree, only to sting me with greater precision, this is concerning. To be fair, I'm not sure that's what the science is saying. Is the internet, after all. In fact, the science seems to suggest that bees are no better at math than I am. But whether the threat is real or imagined is of no consequence. It's of no matter. It's the fear. It's the fear that causes you to scream like a little girl as you run from the garden and away from the bee that you know you shouldn't run away from, but who is definitely chasing you. It's also, or was also, the fear, or maybe the fear, so the desire to not feel afraid that motivated me to make friends with bees. And through a decidedly non-scientific process of emotional reading and reasoning, I decided to become a beekeeper. Now, don't get me wrong, I am still that shrieking little girl, if only on the inside, still running away in my bee suit from the bees, even though I know I shouldn't. But whereas keeping bees has taught me to appreciate, indeed to marvel at the predictability of bee behavior, to wonder at their little dance of directions that they do, and to appreciate the collaborative ethos of hivecraft, keeping bees and standing close, covered, of course, but close, and in awe rather than in fear of my bees, has engendered in me a more productive experience of feeling little. And beekeeping has become one of the many ways that I encounter God in the world. Rendered mathematically, my experience as a beekeeper has taught me that bees minus fear plus self-referential fractions, such as honeycombs, equals God. That beekeeping is to math what math is to nature, and that God is the common denominator. Is math God? There are some who say that. For me, I can't say. What I can say is that seeing God through math, be it in nature or anywhere, is an idea that is deeply rooted in Jewish thought and in the mystical practice of gematria, of seeing God in words through numbers. According to Jewish mystical math, words or phrases, such as we read in the Torah or in the Talmuds, elsewhere in our tradition, have the same numerical value, are linguistically and spiritually related. Even if they have nothing to do with each other conceptually, they're related. Hebrew words and letter forms are imbued with a kind of divine potential for creation, and reading texts numerically, that is like according to the numbers ascribed to them by the gematria, can be a source of revelation. It reveals a hidden meaning in our texts. According to the Zohar, which is the central text of Jewish mysticism, of the Kabbalah, there are twin infinities at work in the world: the infinity of God and the infinity of Torah. Just as God is infinite, so too is the wisdom and interpretive potential of Torah. The interpretive potential of Torah is, according to the Zohar and according to the Gematria, anchored in and ensured by the Aleph Bet, such that the letters of the Aleph Bets that we see in the Torah, elsewhere, such that these letters can be arranged and configured and vocalized in endlessly meaningful combinations. Infinity. Zohar also teaches that it's encountering these words and God through texts that we come to be in relationship with God. Essentially, the Zohar teaches that the Torah is a source of revelation which illustrates the infinite, hidden, divine. This is not the peshat of the text we read each week on the surface. That's an obscurance of meaning. And of course, there are levels of meaning and layers of meaning and proximity to meaning that we conceive of as the Sfirot. But the Torah and the meaning that can be made through Torah by looking at letters as numbers is limitless. And the Zohar teaches that our goal, is not to define, interpret, translate, understand, but to connect with the divine through an expansive reading of Torah. How is it done? Great question. I thought you would ask. First, each letter of the alphabet has been ascribed to it a numerical equivalence. Aleph is 1, Bet is 2, Gimel is 3. You get the idea ascribed, to the letters by more mystical minds than mine. And then when we read these letters in combination with one another, God appears. Essentially, the Zohar teaches that we need to math words. How is it done? And what do God and gematria and math and honeybees have to do with anything anyway? With the understanding that math is about patterns of relationships. The theoretical mathematician Mandelbrot discovered that if you apply simple mathematical rules, such as have been taught to our honeybee friends, that a vast array of things that present in nature as either patterns or visually complex, snowflakes, ferns, things of the like, or that appear chaotic, clouds, coastlines, leaves, ocean waves, night sky, Jackson Pollock paintings, that when rendered numerically produce and reproduce patterns that when calculated and rendered and viewed graphically reveal an iteration of beauty and intelligence and order that some say, though it's not what Mandelbrot said, that some say is God. That there's an equation by which we can access, see, and be in relationship with God. That through math and mathing words and engaging with numbers and looking for patterns, God appears. And even if you don't know or don't believe that God appears in this way, or if that's not been your experience of the divine, either way, whether one sees God in fractals or in patterns or in numbers or in letters, either way, being in the natural world, which is comprised exclusively of fractal patterns, we experience, consciously or not, a sense of awe. And this science and the internet have also taught me. Awe is what we experience when we, katanti, as small, humble humans, engage, encounter, and interact with something greater than ourselves. And that's the experience of looking at a beehive, or at the night sky, or at Mandelbrot's equation. There's God in that. And whether we recognize it or whether we call it that, God is there. And that's this experience of awe in nature is connected to altruism, that it makes us better. That being in awe of the natural world through fractals and in seeing the divine in relationship, in patterns, we are inspired to be more generous, more giving, more open, more altruistic. This is science. We read in this week's Parsha a sort of simple meditation on awe, rendered in the form of prayer, which we've heard now already, katanti, as Jacob assumes a posture of humility before God and before encountering his brother. Katanti, I am small from all the kindness and the truth. Imagine Jacob under the vast desert sky, feeling small. Maybe he's not thinking about Mandelbrot's equation. He's not thinking about recursive geometry or self-referential patterning, but he feels small. And that feeling of smallness in the presence of something greater than ourselves, that is awe, that is prayer, that is Jacob being a big mocker. He's a big guy. There are 22 parshiot in our Torah dedicated to Jacob. Jacob is Israel. His mother still calls him Hakatan, the little one, but he's a big figure in our Jewish experience of leadership. But here's our big macher being small, engaged in awe-inspired prayer. And what happens next? What happens next is that Jacob splits his camp, and he readies himself to make tshuva with his brother. In making tshuva with his brother, he gives his brother half of everything he has. This is how he intends to make right what he got wrong in his youth. Awe inspires, altruism leads to peace. Is that what our Torah teaches? I think it is. I think also it teaches us to just get outside. Get outside, because that's where you will see in the account of our blessings, the kindness and the truth of our source in the sky, in a beehive, in a fern, in a wave, in a cloud. It's all God. And from that place, a place of humility and awe, from that place of prayer, this place of prayer, we come to know ourselves, we come to know God, and we come to make peace. Shabbat shalom. Offering now a prayer for healing. Healing for those suffering in this world, suffering in their hearts, suffering in their souls. 677, holding close in mind members of this community in need of healing: Todd Elbelli, Mark Aldrich, Sally Anderson, Amelia Byers, Audrey Cohen, Irene Dillon, Angela DeMare, David Fay, Phyllis Fillmore, Ellie Edelwitz, Ilona Johnson, Lou Klein, Ken Lejak, Karen Martinez, Susan Otsenas, Merle Perlmutter, Jill Persley Card, Zorian Pinsky, Milton Rosen, Claude Schleuderer, Kahana Skolnick, Jennifer Sumber, Bev Ushkow, Ben Wilder, adding prayer for the continued healing of Lauren Pettis and Jonathan Billig, and inviting now names from those here in the sanctuary whose healing you are holding in prayer.
Seal your eyes of Stan, David Eisenstadt, Marshall Rosen, Maureen Doyle, and Annette Gambino Sherson.
El Narafanallah, pray for healing.
$677, if you would like to follow along.
$587, inviting you to rise as you are able, and with the reminder that it is on us to bring about the world we wish to see.
Ah.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שהוא שם חלקנו לייחד את שמו, וגור עלינו להמליך מלכותו. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. 591 ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
Be seated. And now for some announcements. There are so many things happening, all of which I'm sure you want to hear about. Tomorrow morning, back here together in the sanctuary for morning minyan begins at 10. We look forward to seeing you. Sunday, Zimit's Jewish Learning Adventure beginning at 9:30. Next week, ongoing learning as scheduled. Morning meditation, trope, conversational Hebrew. Check the website for more information. Join cantorial soloist Alexandra Schleuderer and your fellow musicians and singers as they rehearse for the first night of Hanukkah for all kinds of fun and merrymaking. You can email at cantor@cehv.org. Rehearsal is at Temple this Wednesday, December 14th from 6 to 7. Israel trip is coming up June 29th, 2023. The updated draft of the itinerary is posted on the website. For more information, contact Alexa Markovich. Next Saturday, December 17th, 1 p.m., join us via Zoom, meet and elect the 2023 Leadership Board of Trustees. Learn about what we've been working on over the past year and where we are going from here. Your input is invaluable. All members are invited to please watch and join and participate. Again, check the website for more information. Hanukkah community candle lighting next Sunday, December 18th, 4 p.m. It should already be dark. Come celebrate the first night of Hanukkah with your congregation. There will be sufganiyot, delicious, candle lighting, also a great time, and latkes, specifically a latke competition with prizes and not just glory, like real, actual, factual prizes. So we hope to see you there. Our High Holiday Lockbox Appeal is now our year-long Lockbox Appeal, inviting you, encouraging you, exhorting you to please continue giving generously. The Backpack Project, collecting backpacks and supplies and donations for local students, continues thanks to the ongoing work of Cindy Silver, whom you can contact for more information. CHV is partnering with the Ukrainian American Youth Association of the Hudson Valley to continue sending much-needed medical supplies to the Ukraine. Again, check the website for how to make a donation. And finally, CHV's Food Access and Security Initiative continues to support the Blue Fridge and continues to help feed our friends and neighbors in this community and throughout Kingston. Any good news to share? Anything anybody wants to lift up on this Shabbat that we can celebrate with you? And
It's finally done.
oh,
Mazel, mazel.
oh, mazel, mazel, mazel. Wonderful, wonderful. Congratulations. Other good news? Yeah.
Not good news yet, but this Sunday, 10 o'clock, we're going to take the menorah that's behind the bima, and we're going to put it up in the front. So we could use some help. It's like 10 minutes.
So that is good news on two counts. One is that there will be a Hanukkah menorah on display outside and lit for Hanukkah. And also you have the opportunity to fulfill the mitzvah of helping carry it from back behind the stage to the front lawn. So great news.
Can we bring our own menorahs if we want?
Great question. I would say yes. Barry has something. Tot Shabbat. Oh my goodness. It's going to be a good time. There will be songs and stories and a lot of noise. In fact, as much noise as Alex and myself can make with however many kids are here and maybe with you. So please join us 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. Thank you, Barry. Other good news? Anything anyone else wants to raise up on this Shabbat? Well, all right. Continuing then, as we do as Jews, holding simultaneously that which is good and that which is hard. 595. There are stars up above, so far away we only see their lights long, long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with people that we loved. Their memories keep shining ever brightly, though their time with us is done. But the stars that light up the darkest nights, these are the lights that guide us as we live our days. These are the ways we remember. If you are in a period of mourning, we mourn with you. If you are bringing here tonight your grief, we grieve with you, inviting members of the congregation who are in a period of mourning, 7 days of mourning, 30 days of mourning, a year of mourning, to rise as you're able and to share with us the names of those you are remembering on this Shabbat.
Our daughter, Greta Raskin.
My husband, Barney Zappel.
Arnie Zappel.
My friend, Helen Peppermichael.
Michael. Holding these names close in our hearts, we hold also the names of those members of this community we have loved and who have passed in years past at this time, marking also the yard sites of Morris Adato, Risa Adato's father, Julius Appel, Ray Cohen Birnbaum, Deborah Brenner, Paul and Adele Ryder's mother, Harold Brewer, Paula Galley's husband, David Galley, Samuel Galley, Paula Galley's father-in-law, Harry Goldstein, Lindsay Clement's grandfather, Fanny Sendrinsk Gross, Sherman Kravitz, Toby Kravitz's husband, Joseph Levine, Joseph Lober, Bonnie Lober's father, Abram Markovich, Paula Barkovich's father-in-law, Philip Mottler, Bernard Solomon, Robert Brackman's uncle, Morris Solomon, Richard Vidulich, remembered by Carmel Gold, Yetta Weinstein, and Dr. Nettie Weintraub, holding also the memories of those martyrs of our people for whom Kaddish was not said and for whom there is no one left to say it, and also the names of those of every race and nation whose lives we lift up in grief. Inviting you now to rise as you are able, continuing on 598. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah Alma divra hirute v'yamlich malchute b'chaye echon v'yom echon uv'chaye dekol beit Yisrael ba'agala uv'izman kariv imru amen. Yehi shmei rabba mevarach le'olam ulalmei almaya yit barak v'yishtabak v'yit ba'ar v'yit romam v'yit naseh v'yit hadar v'yit alev v'yit halal shmei kudisha b'richu la'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechemata damiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya b'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imrumav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol b'nei adam v'imru amen.
Amen.
Zikronam livracha, may their memories be for a blessing. Moving now to close our service, 626.
Ein Keloheinu, ein Adonenu, ein Kemalkeinu, ein Kemoshienu, Michu Eloheinu, Michu Adonenu, Michu Malkeinu, Michu Moshienu, Nodel Adonenu, Nodel Adonenu, Nodel Malkeinu, Nodel Moshienu, Baruch Eloheinu, Baruch Adonenu, Baruch Malkeinu, Baruch Moshienu, Atahu Eloheinu, Atahu Eloheinu, Atahu Malkeinu, Atahu Shienu.
And now to sanctify this day together, 122. Vayerev vayivoker Yom HaShishi Vayehulu HaShemayim Ba'aretz V'chol Zeva'am Vayechal Elohim Bayom HaShvi'i Malakto Asher Asa Vayishbot Bayom HaShvi'i Mikol Malakto Asher Asa Vayevarech Elohim Et Yom HaShvi'i Vayukadesh Oto Kivo Shavat Mikol Malakto Asher bara Elohim la'ason zavri Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam borei pari agafen Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam Asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho Be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron ma'aseh v'reishit, ki hu yom tehila v'mikrae kodesh, zecher litziat Mitzrayim, ki vanu v'harta, ve'otanu kidashta, im kohanim, V'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mikadesh hashabbat. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
Amen.
Shabbat shalom. Where there is